Oh yeah, it's the season, all right. Spawn's going on. Weather is perfect right now to be out, but I got a cheap ass kayak, so I got to make some upgrades to it. This is a Pro Angler Ozark Trail. What does that mean? It's a Walmart knockoff of a Sun Dolphin. Yeah, it's a cheaper version of one of the cheapest kayaks you can buy. How they do that is the actual body of the kayak's a lot thinner than any real kayak. As you can see, it's real easy to push it in. It's probably only 1/8 of an inch thick. You get something like a Jackson or Wilderness Systems, a Hobie, they're 3/16 up to 3/8 of an inch thick, depending on which model you get. But you're spending over $700, up to $2,000 for those models. This was $335. So we're gonna make do. Now, one of the biggest things I found was stability. It was fine front to back, standing up, paddling around and sight fishing off the front. But as soon as you hooked into something and you had to go to the side, your side to side stability kind of sucked. And because it's so thin, after you were out for so long, it would start to bow. As you can see, just pushing on it, once this thing gets hot after you've been on the water for a while, it'll open up to where the seat just falls out. So that's something I got to address. One of the first things I tried for stability was kind of making a little pontoon system. This did all right. It kind of held the kayak together so it wouldn't open up as much, but because of the way I made it, since the kayak's not thick enough to actually drill into and secure anything, you get the right wave and it just pops out. Now granted, it floats, you can go back, get it, put it back in there, but it's still a pain in the ass. So what I'm gonna do is actually try to fill in the cavity of the inside, take up some of the airspace. Now if you can see down in there, we'll take up some of the airspace on this, and that should make it a little bit more stable. It'll make it more buoyant, because I've already ran into that issue where I hit a rock on the bottom and filled it up with water. Now, kayaks don't necessarily sink completely whenever they fill with water, because it'll still displace the weight, but they're unpaddleable. You got to get out and swim it back to shore to get the water out. That sucks whenever you're loaded down with gear. And then we also have the issue of rod holders. All these rod holders it comes with are great if you're trolling, but to actually paddle and fish with, they're not that good. So I'm gonna build a crate system to go in the back like almost everyone else does, and it should be all right. So let's get started. Just go ahead. Oh God, everyone's cutting the grass. Guess it's time to roll in the music. All right, let's go ahead and stop. Let's talk about zip ties real quick. Two predominant colors, a white clear and black. A lot of companies make black zip ties. A lot of companies make cheap zip ties. So whenever you're buying the black ones, look on the pack, make sure it says UV resistant. If it doesn't say UV resistant, don't use them outside. So a pack of these cost me about $6. That same brand, they have black ones, still about $6, not UV resistance. These UV resistant, yeah, a pack of them are about 20 bucks, but they're gonna last a lot longer outside. So if you're gonna half-ass something, give it the whole ass. Also, with zip ties, I always put my locks where I can get to them, because one thing you wanna do, if you're using it for something semi-structural, is put a little dab of glue on the locks. If it'll fucking, oh, not today. Not today. Okay, so get some brand new super glue, and you're just gonna put it on all the locks. That way, it'll help them hold a lot better. And one day later, we've got it built. Got the inside only on the sides filled with the pool noodles. Ended up using about 24 pool noodles. I could still fit maybe 10 more in there if I wanted to. And all that's gonna do is just take up airspace so that if I do take on water again inside the hole, not gonna sink. This cart though, this is what's gonna really help me out. I have been carrying the kayak down, going back, getting all my stuff, carrying it down, then setting up and launching. Now I can take everything at once easily just by setting it up on this little crate and rolling it down there. Since my rod holders are attached to the crate, once I get down there I can just pop everything in and go. I did have to make this little stand for it to keep it level. I didn't have a way to strap it to keep it level, so the little stand's gonna work out fine, and it just throws in the basket. Don't mean anything, but the rod holders are gonna work out good because it puts all the rods behind me, not hanging off to the side, so I don't catch on to them while I'm casting. And it'll even let me put more than just fishing rods in there. One thing I wish I would have done, right here you can see I keep all my spinner reels set up left hand. I kind of wish I would have turned these instead of putting them in square, kind of held them off on an angle, but I'll be able to work around it. This isn't permanently attached to these poles, so it's easy to pull out, take these rods and stow them in the kayak, or I can put them in the crate, carry them with me. It doesn't matter either way. But that's one thing I did want, is to be able to take this apart and put it back together real easy. Something else I did to kind of help with the separation issue is I zip tied the seat to the sides. So along with the poles that go into the rod holders holding the crate in, and these zip ties, middle of the summer, it shouldn't separate on me anymore. And I've also got this now. So we're gonna try this out with the kayak rig, see how it works. If it works, I'll give you a rundown of it in another video. So let's get it on the water, try it out. Pretty sure it's gonna work really well. Oh yeah, we're gonna see how well this thing works now. Let's see, put it on the ground. Kick it right up under there. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's gonna work. That's gonna work. All right. Let's see how this works fully loaded. I'm gonna have to go right between you.
No, that's fine.
All right.
Yeah, that's why we moved over to the side.
Okay. Say what?
Nice outfit.
Appreciate it. Took a lot of trial and error. You only learn stuff off the bad days.
I understand that. Now that looks like a comfortable seat there.
It is. Especially some days, if I'm gonna be out for like a while, I'll get one of those stadium pads, put it down.
Some of these boaters are not, practicing.
You know what, man? All the years I've been on kayaks, even in the bays, the best thing a boater can do is never come off plane.
Really?
Yeah. If he hauls ass by me, I'm good. As soon as he comes off plane, he sends a wake. That wake's gonna be 3 to 4 times bigger than what it would be if he just keeps going. That's the only reason I came out, was just to test this milk crate and test that paddle.
All right. Enjoy.
Appreciate it. Y'all have fun.